Hey guys, Mr. B, XRP here, and welcome back and Happy New Year to everyone. It is January 2nd, 2020. As they say, it's 2020. Before we get started, I want to take a quick peek at the market. It looks like XRP just dipped below 19 cents again. We're at 0.189. Ethereum's at about $128, and Bitcoin dropped below 7,000 again. It's at 69.96. So nothing exciting happening in the market, but it's a new year, and I think it will be a big year. But let's look at some tweets I saw today. So there were some things I wanted to show you. The first thing is I had made a tweet on January 1st for New Year's, and I said, today XRP is 19 cents. May we all laugh at this tweet sometime in 2020. I actually pulled the price off of the Ripple website showing the 19 cents and the 30-day XRP volume. And I'm hoping we can revisit this, which would be neat to do. And in fact, if we want to revisit it, there's a way to do that now. And I'm going to jump to that. There is, on Twitter, there's a thing called Remind Me Tweets. So if you ever see a tweet out there that you want to be reminded of, maybe it's a statement like I just made, or it's somebody does a price prediction, or whatever it may be. Somebody says something and you want to call them out on it, or you want to be reminded of it for some reason in the future. You literally can just make a comment in the tweet that says at Remind Me Tweets, and then just put the timeline. So you just do at Remind Me Tweets 1 year, or 30 days, or 90 days, or whatever it might be. I think that's cool. I think it's going to be very useful, and I think a lot of people are going to use it in our space. So that is pretty neat stuff. Moving on to another tweet I saw from VF, which is at Visionary, FINAC. This was showing transactions. So what was interesting about this is that XRP transactions were up from January to December of 2019, 81%. compared to Bitcoin at 6.8% and Ethereum at 4%. And this just shows you guys it's up 81%. This is adoption. This is utility. This is the real deal. This is what we're here for. Bitcoin did not grow very much. Ethereum did not grow very much. There's not much going on there. So keep your eye on this number, because this number is going to go parabolic at some point. When those corridors get slammed open, and we start seeing money move the way we know it's going to start moving, this number is going to be, even 81% is going to be a joke. I believe that. It's my opinion. I think so. Moving on, Ferdy had posted a Twitter poll, which I thought was interesting, and he said, what will happen in 2020? Will Ripple acquire R3? Will Swift acquire Ripple? Will Ripple IPO or something else? And nearly 40% of the people thought Ripple would acquire R3. It's kind of a rumor out there right now. It's interesting. This is all in response to the recent valuation of Ripple at $10 billion, and they got the Series C $200 million financing. So the point is that $200 million is for something. We just don't know what it's for, but something tells me we're going to find out what it's for in the very near future. So keep your eyes open. I think we're going to find out what they're doing with that money, because they are up to something, and I know it's good. So let's see. We looked at that. This was interesting too. Zach Vowell at Zach Vowell on Twitter posted, "The trend is your friend." So it's the Bitcoin trend over, well, it's over 9 years, right? So it went from 30 cents to $5 to $13 to $7.40 to $316 in 2015. to $433, and this is the price as of January 1st, to $980 to $13,500 to $3,700 to this to January 1st of 2020, it hit $7,200. So interesting trend, interesting to see how this goes. Which brings me to another tweet that's a little bit Bitcoin centric, which is from Panda Ripple XRP, who's at Ripple Panda XRP. Who's a great guy, by the way. I met him in Singapore. He lives in Singapore. Really nice guy. Very good person. So essentially, the quote that came out of this story, because the story is Bitcoin is a pyramid scheme, economists say. It's a pyramid scheme. Lending Tree chief economist says it has no real utility in the world. They've been trying to create utility for 10 years now. It's a solution in search of a problem and still hasn't found a problem to solve. So listen, I mean, this is not a slam on Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin was first. Bitcoin is amazing. My father texted me the other day and asked me, hey, do you know that Bitcoin is up 900 million% in 10 years? And I said, yes, of course I do. But the point is, a 74-year-old guy who watches conventional financing programs is aware of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, it has name awareness. But the question is, does it have a real use case? And what is that use case? And I really can't tell you what the use case is right now. I mean, it's not clear to me what the use case is now or in the future. I know what the white paper said. The white paper said it was going to be a peer-to-peer, digital money, and the truth is nobody's using it between each other because nobody wants to spend it. And it also said that there would be no third party involved, and that's not true either because everybody needs KYC. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to cash out. So I question what the future utility is going to be, and I'd like to hear from you guys what you think the future utility is going to be of Bitcoin. I mean, what is its use case? Which reminds me of a conversation I had. I had a conversation a couple of weeks ago with an industry CEO. He's a CEO in the crypto world, and he was talking about, and he's a Bitcoin guy, and he was talking about Bitcoin. And he said to me, the first bull run of Bitcoin was fueled by anarchists. And then he said, the second bull run of Bitcoin was fueled by libertarians. And then the third one was fueled by retail FOMO. And his question to me was, what is going to fuel the next one? And that's a great question, is what will fuel it? So he said there's been 3 waves so far, and he's expecting the fourth wave bull run. And I don't know what that is. I really don't know what that is. But I think it's interesting. It's interesting to watch. But when you see the utility of XRP smoking everybody, it just shows you that utility matters. So it's a new year, and because it's a new year, I believe in never-ending improvement. So there's a couple of tweets I wanted to show you about improving ourselves. And one of them is by Jay from SPQR Media, and he talked about he just converted to black coffee. And guys, I can tell you that I converted to black coffee 20 years ago when I realized that I had been consuming 11 pounds of sugar a year just through my coffee. And I will promise you this, if you try it in a couple of weeks, you won't even want it with sugar. You'll get so used to drinking it, but it has to be good coffee. So make sure you drink good coffee. And another thing I saw was by Be Brave at Josh A. Capes. And it said, this is great, I'm doing this, longevity and why I now eat 1 meal a day. So I haven't gone through this yet, but I intend to today because I do intermittent fasting. I actually only eat 2 meals a day, but I do know people who eat 1 meal a day and they're incredibly fit and healthy. Some people will say that that's the worst idea in the world, but I will tell you that it works for people. So I'm going to look into that. This might be something you want to look into as well. Let's see what else we have. Oh, I have a video that I'm going to play here at the end of this video. I have a 1.5 minute video I'm going to leave for you in the spirit of never-ending improvement that was posted by the digital asset investor, I believe on New Year's Day. It is a great message. I'm going to show it to my kids, and I think it's a great message for anyone. And what I'll do is when I end this video, I will leave you with the 1.5 minutes of that video because I think it's very, very valuable, and you may want to share it with somebody as well. So as far as the question of the day is this, is tell me what you think the existing or future use case of Bitcoin is. I mean, what is the use case of it today or in the future? I would love to know. And don't leave me yet because that video is coming up. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a home builder, and I'm not a crypto expert. These are my opinions only. Do not make any financial decisions based on anything I say. And this video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notifications button, and share with anybody who you think might do the same. And to the video we go. And everybody have a fantastic day.
Now, see what's happening here. I shook both of them at the same time with equal energy. But now, you see what is happening here. It actually erupted like a volcano and messed up everywhere. Now, the most painful part is that I can't recover my soda. Once it is spilled, that is the end of it. Now, sometimes when you are angry, please close your mouth, because you may end up unleashing certain words that you never intended completely, and it can worsen the situation. And sometimes you may apologize and say, I'm sorry, but some words are like venom. They can poison someone's heart against you permanently. Now look at this one here. It's looking like nothing happened completely because I never opened it. And sometimes when you're angry, it is advisable to keep calm and postpone your action. You may even need to leave the place for a while and come back later to handle the situation. You'll realize you'll handle it with a lot of sobriety, and you'll be in charge of your thinking and your words. Believe you me, if I open this one later, nothing will happen. Don't let anger control you. Close your mouth sometimes so that you don't erupt hot magma